You're listening to the home of all things Lindenwood sports. It's the Lions Den on KCLC HD Through the Tower and on the Roar Network YouTube channel.
Alrighty, good evening, Lindenwood. My name is Justin. I am sitting here with James, and this is the Lions Den. And this week we have Darrin Fugitt. Darrin, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing so good. You know, it's a blessed day, so we're great.
Awesome.
Dude, I love the enthusiasm to come on the show. I feel like some of the athletes feel like, man, we have to do this.
Yeah.
You're coming in.
I'm here for it, man. This is awesome.
Awesome.
So
James, how about you give us a rundown of how the show is going to look today?
Of course. So if you've never listened to the show before, the way this works is every week we have a different athlete on. We open up about the first half of the show with an interview, and then after that we get into all of the NCAA sports. So we go through, what we're liking from them right now, where their season's at, what's going on, like their next game and stuff, the basics. And then we finish things off with the 3 stars of the week, where we highlight the 3 best performances across all of Lindenwood athletics. Of course, that is just our opinion, so be sure to message us on Instagram if you think we screwed something up or on who you want to see next week on the show. But before we get into anything, it's time for the interview.
It's time for the interview of the week.
Alrighty, so just to kind of kick us off, a real simple question. We kind of start this way with all of our interviewees. So when did you first start playing the game, and when did you realize that you wanted to pursue football at a college level?
Great question. So I do play football, tight end. I'd say, what was it, 4th grade? Fourth grade was whenever I started, and I really enjoyed it, loved it. Then actually my freshman year, I almost quit. I was just not growing. Everybody else was getting so big. I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. I'm getting hurt every week. Walked in, was like, hey, coach, I think I'm done. And then somehow came out of that meeting ready to play the next year. So, didn't quit. Shout out. That's awesome. But I actually didn't know I was going to play college football until my senior year of high school.
Okay.
So it was a little later. Because I went through COVID. I'm actually a 5th year senior right now. So I went through COVID my junior year. I couldn't go to any camps or anything. So I had no idea that was going to happen. That was even on the table. Yeah. Played a pretty good season. My senior year, got reached out to by a couple schools in Lindenwood. And I was like, why not? Free school, so that'll work.
This wasn't one of our scheduled questions, but you said you weren't growing to start off your high school career. I looked at Max Preps. They had you listed at 120 freshman year.
Oh my gosh.
Is that accurate?
Wow, you
went to look for the Max.
Research, didn't you? Dude, I was probably 5'6", 5'7", 120 pounds. Yeah, at my freshman year of high school.
And were you playing tight end at that point?
No, I didn't play tight end until I was in college. So I was running back in high school. Yeah, running back and linebacker.
Okay.
And punter too. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So you got brought in without ever playing tight end. Now you're ending up as a tight end, and you've been here for quite a while. But when you first got recruited here, this school was still D2.
Yeah.
And a lot of things have changed since then.
Yes, they have.
But back then, what was the recruiting process like for players like you?
It's hard because during COVID, it was still during that COVID period. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't really do much. They would bring us. It was still really, really nice. Official visit, brought us down here, got us some food, stayed at the Drury Hotel, talked football, talked life with the coaches, got to know the coaches. Coaches were awesome. So loving, so just felt like they cared about you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, that's the pitch you want to go for as you're recruiting, but yeah, went through that, and they actually told us, the guys, me and a few of the guys that were on the visit, that they were planning to go D1 in a couple of years, and then I was like, sweet. Awesome.
So they just gave you a heads up before you...
Yeah, they gave us a heads up, yeah. So I was like, cool, all right. If this can progress to D1, then that's sick.
Well, because I know some other schools recently were kind of doing the opposite, where they were recruiting and saying, hey, do you want to visit to Lindenwood? Oh, dude, they're not eligible for the playoffs yet. And they were mentioning that on the Miami broadcast this week, that other schools were doing that.
Wow,
but it's like those are the small things that they have to do to recruit. Like, we might be moving up in the world, or you might want to come to our school instead. But now we're eligible. And things are looking up.
Yes, indeed. We are eligible. Shout out. Let's
go. There we go.
Come on now.
So going back to high school for just a quick second for you. You played for a team in high school that struggled a little bit over the first 2 seasons. Just a little bit. But, that was before you guys went 11-1 and then 7-3. So ultimately, a win is a win. You walked out of there head held high.
Yeah.
So how did that sort of prep you coming into a program that's kind of rebuilding themselves?
Yeah, no, my high school was not very good at all. But you know what I mean? You come from humble grounds. I'd say, honestly, I didn't realize how in-depth football was until I came here. I had no idea the breaking down of coverage is like a front. I didn't even know what a front was. You know what I mean? The coaches were not very good. Not to say that they weren't good, but I think they were new to coaching. They were young, so it was difficult. But then coming here, oh man, the transition was crazy. I mean, my freshman year, we were actually conference champions at Lindenwood, the GOVC. So that was very awesome. It was a great experience, very fun atmosphere. Obviously, the seniors, it was a very senior-heavy team at the time. So they were just kind of running the show. Great guys, led us to where we're at now. But yeah, it was a great time. It was nice. I guess transition was pretty smooth. Learning more about ball. Obviously that freshman year you redshirt and you take the time to learn a lot more. Yeah. And picking up a new position, it's obviously a little bit more.
Jumping from running back to tight end, that's got to be major adjustment.
It's a bit of a different, game.
Yeah.
But all the same things.
Hey, but you see the red shirt process works. You got Rico Bond going crazy on the team right now. Red shirts last year.
Yes.
He played against my high school a few times. And
really?
I mean, East St. Louis High School, they're just the class of the area. Yes. I mean, if you can recruit players from there, which we're doing now,
right.
I think 6 or 7 on the roster.
Quite a bit.
So, I mean, huge for them to start getting those guys. But speaking of that recruiting process.
Yes.
You came in, D2 team, they're talking about moving up to D1. Mm-hmm. Once they went D1 and had a bit of success, you're seeing all these new faces pouring in. And you've somehow, you've made it to the top of the depth chart. You are tight end 1. You've gone through this entire process of transforming your game, developing your game, learning a new position. Mm-hmm. And through all of that, you're still starting to this day. What did you have to do to keep yourself at this level and to keep learning?
I think it's just honestly exactly that, the desire to keep learning, desire to keep wanting to get better every single day. I think it's a grace also just growing in my faith a lot, realizing how blessed I am to even be here and to not take it for granted, but instead fight even harder, to play. And it's also just, playing ball is so fun, right? Obviously you get bumps and bruises, but at the end of the day, winning with your boys is one of the best feelings you can feel in sports.
Oh, yeah.
So just a desire to feel that, you know what I mean? And to get to that level. It just keeps you going.
I do have another question with that. You mentioned winning with the boys. They don't have a record keeping on who, burns the wood every time. Have you gotten a chance to do that yet?
Oh, so I actually haven't, sadly. I won't go too in depth on, some some things, but no, but it's awesome to see my brothers. I've had some of my best friends be able to burn the wood. Obviously, we're all close, but it's just such a good feeling, you know what I mean? We win, we get the win, they announce who burns the wood, and it's just yes, let's burn the wood, dude. Let's get a dub.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is that almost like getting the game ball, or is there a process for that?
That would definitely be kind of like the game ball. It's kind of like the top performer of the game, I'd say, which sadly, haven't got that yet, but you know what I mean?
They don't give enough credit to tight ends, man. Come on.
That's so sad.
So, kind of keeping there, in high school, you wore number 7. However, when you came in, Lloyd Lockett had it before Jaden Patrick took it. So, ultimately, how did you end up with the number 86? Is there any, significance to it? Or was it just kind of there's a number that I like?
I don't even think I chose it, really. I think after my freshman year, I was number 25 in freshman year, so the number 25. I was practicing with the jersey number 25. Yeah. Then my sophomore year, they just gave me 86. You say, Lloyd definitely had number 7. And I was like, probably not going to get number 7 here, so no worries. And then I got 86, started playing, and I think from there I just kept 86 the whole time. And I actually almost decided to change to 7 this year, but with like the whole influxer and everybody buying jerseys and stuff, I didn't want to switch up and get number 7, and they all have Fugitt 86 on the back, so I was just keeping it consistent. You know what I mean?
Consider it one.
Man.
We love it.
Tried.
So what is the significance behind the number 7 then for you?
Man, I don't really think it really was. I think it just looked cool. I think there was a guy at my high school, Rafe Peavy, shout out, but he was just an incredible athlete. He ended up going to Arkansas out of high school from Bolivar, which is unheard of.
Wow.
If you know. But he wore the number 7, and we were really close with their family. So I kind of was just like, you know what? That's a cool number. Looked cool in him. He played well. Let me do number 7.
Hey, no better logic.
Yeah, right?
I like that.
Look good, play good, feel good. You know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of a guy who's playing really good right now, Nate Glantz.
Yes.
Over the last year or so, you've seen him develop a lot. And he is a guy that he loves to scramble. He loves to make off-script plays, and you are someone who has to block for him a lot. So when you see him take off and you see him, scrambling around back there, what is it like blocking for a quarterback like that?
Man, well, first of all, dude's an incredible athlete. He's just a dog, seriously. And you see the growth, like you said, from last year to this year. He still performed well last year, but like his confidence is through the roof. Like he's just playing lights out, and it's incredible to see. Super encouraging too, just growing in our friendship and our relationship. But yeah, no, blocking for the guy, man. He's all over the place. He's so athletic. He can just run side to side. You know what I mean? And obviously with the slight injuries, the broken wrist, it's kind of hard to. It just adds extra, to the blocking. But we manage pretty well. Get on a guy, let him make a play. You know what I mean? So
he's definitely got done with the legs this year a lot, putting up a lot of rushing yards. And
the rushing TDs alone this year are phenomenal.
Yes.
It's hard to get to the second level without guys blocking. So we appreciate you.
Oh man, yeah, I do what I can.
So, unfortunately, I got to be the Debbie Downer here. I gotta bring up some sad stuff. So, season hasn't gotten off to the best tempo. But in the last 7 quarters against FCS opponents, you guys have scored 75 points. I mean, that's terrific.
Right.
So what's gotten this offense working so well? And what did you guys kind of struggle with going into this Miami game this past weekend?
Yeah, no, definitely. We were playing our best ball whenever we're confident. When everybody's confident, from the OC to the quarterback, obviously, and to the guys up front. Like, it's just all about confidence and knowing you're going to win your one-on-one. And so that's whenever when you play a team like Miami and App State, it's obviously the confidence doesn't waver. But you're playing just better talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it gets, I guess, a little discouraging for some guys if you lose maybe 1 rep, 2 reps, and it's just like, dang, like I got to get out of my head. And then it's the whole cycle of getting in your head and all that. But I think from that first game, losing to St. Thomas, which, holy cow, that might be the worst. Oh, it hurts so bad. We all hated it. Trust me. It sucked. But like going into a game thinking that we're going to win is just not the mindset you can have. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you obviously play to win, but going in lackadaisical thinking this is going to be an easy game because we shut them out last year 50 to whatever is just horrible. Set you up for terrible mistakes, and I think that's kind of like what we did to start the season off. And then going into App State, there was no expectation. It's just play free, play fun, have the confidence. And, I mean, we almost beat an FBS program.
I was about to say,
right?
I mean, App State, you guys had it down to 1 score. You guys
Got the
played
onside kick,
great.
too.
Got the onside kick. Like, they were so close. But, yeah, and then going to Stony Brook, another great team, FCS team, and it's just we've really focused on setting the tone, which is making a big play, not even makes necessarily a big play, but like hitting somebody as hard as you can, just setting the tone, getting the energy up. And shout out Sanjay Strickland, linebacker, absolute dog. Seriously, one of the like greatest athletes I've met. Just coming downhill, cracking this giant back. He was a big boy, and just cracked him. Everybody, energy went up. They went on to fumble. We got the ball, and then we scored in like 2 plays. And it's just like, talk about setting the tone. Like, so again, whenever we're playing confident, playing fun, having high energy, like, we're a solid team.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely.
No, I mean you guys are playing well this year.
Yes.
You really are.
Yeah.
Even with the little bit of the bummer stats that I had to put out there. I mean, you guys are still playing really well this year.
Well, the stats you said were pretty good. It's just when you play 2 FBS teams in a year,
Yeah.
it takes like you're looking at the OVC and you're looking at how all the teams stack up, and you look at some of their non-cons versus our non-con this year.
Right.
You're like, man, the stats don't. But then you take those games out, you look at conference only. You guys played Charleston Southern, and you're like, see that in
Charleston
Stony Brook,
Southern,
yeah. So that game, you guys are down 21-0.
Oh man.
And still looking to get things going on the season, and it's a conference foe.
Man.
Where was the feeling at in that locker room? Well, I guess on the sideline, because you guys weren't in the locker room yet, when you guys were down 21-0, and then towards the end of the game where you guys basically had it and they started to come back.
Man, I mean, seeing the scoreboard 21-0, it's depleting. I mean, depleting, and it just sucks. It really does. But you have 2 options, right? To fold and just continue to let them score and run up the score and make it really even more embarrassing, or do what we did and buck up. You know what I mean? Like, we're playing ball. We're men. Like, let's not sit here and act like we can't go score and stop these guys. And that's exactly what our mindset was coming out of halftime. Like, we are way better than what we're playing. Let's dial up what we need to, and let's win the game.
I mean, you guys did it at their house, too. You really showed, hey, you may kick us, but we'll take your house away from you.
Yeah, we're there to win, right? Even if we're down 21-0, we're there to win. And if we need to make some adjustments, that's what we're going to do. And we came back and won. So it was a great feeling. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Great feeling.
So right now you guys are sitting at 2-3 on the season.
Yeah.
Got that conference win under your belt, and you got a tough matchup against UT Martin this week.
Yeah.
Where are your guys' current expectations for what this team can do and, for the rest of the season?
Right. Yeah, no. UT Martin, great team, great defense, just really physical. Probably one of the most physical in our conference, if not the most physical in our conference. And I think that's kind of what they hold themselves to, really trying to set the tone, kind of like how we do. But the thing was that with them, I think if we get on them and we play, again, confident, playing free, playing fun, making the plays, executing what we need to execute, getting on them soon, I think they kind of tend to fold a little bit. I don't think they have that fighting. But it all starts from the very beginning. Being able to play at home, obviously, is an awesome advantage for us. But, yeah, getting on them soon and early and just not letting go like we almost did to Stony Brook. But, man, fighting the whole way through, yeah.
You guys are undefeated at home.
Right.
And it'll stay that way.
Yep.
Full confidence.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
So we're going to go into our final 3 questions, but instead we're going to lighten the mood. These are all going to be about you. This whole thing has been about the football team and about the season going ahead. These final 3 questions are going to be focusing on, you as a person.
Sweet.
So with that, what's one thing you wish people, understood a little bit more about your specific position, about the tight end position?
Man, the tight end position. It's I think being used properly. Now, okay, this is like for football, I guess. This is like for coaches. Never mind. We'll get into like the public view, I guess. What do I want? What was the question again?
So, what do you wish people understood a little bit more about your position? Like, because like we've said, you block, you receive. Checked your stats. You've even done a little bit of rushing over the years.
Yes.
So, like, what do you want people to understand? Because I think some people, they still have the old head mindset of they're just a blocker. And then they see people like, Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce, where they're massive receiving tight ends. Mm-hmm. But obviously there's more to the position. So what do you want them to understand from an insider perspective?
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that we're smarter than we come off as, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like being able to read a defense, understand what's going on and IDing the box, IDing the coverage, seeing that so we can be a threat because we're not as fast as, the receivers like Rico and Jalen and Drew. Yeah. We're not as fast as those guys, so we got to be able to pick the areas where we can. We can be found by Nate, the quarterback, but also just love getting nasty. You know what I mean? Just love getting nasty, putting the nose down, just driving somebody, hitting some. Just pancaking somebody. It's really, it goes touchdown and then pancaking somebody. Just a satisfying pancake. You know what I mean? Best feelings.
The best of both worlds all in one position.
It's great. It really is.
Well, it sounds like you might have some fun memories about pancaking some people. Our next question is, what is your favorite memory in your time here at Lindenwood?
A favorite memory at just at Lindenwood?
Yeah.
Or on the football? I guess I could.
We can do both.
Yeah,
I think either or, whichever one you'd want to.
I'd say best memory on the football field. Probably my sophomore year or my redshirt freshman year playing UT Martin. Just having having a good game. Scoring my very first touchdown as a college athlete, college tight end.
Oh, that's gotta be one of the best.
Yeah, it was, dude. I just blacked out. I had no idea what was going on. Just freaking out. But yeah, I had a good game then, and that's probably one of the better feelings. But then we lost, so that kind of sucks. But I'd say, probably beating SEMO last year. That was probably the best feeling. Now thinking about it, that's probably the best feeling as a team, just beating them. Now, outside of football, so many good memories. Seriously, some of my best friends I'll have for the rest of my life I've made here. Shout out Jeff Caldwell, shout out Luke Allen. But I'd say we have this, I'm very, very strong, very deep in my faith, and we have this thing called Foxhole every Monday night where the guys on the team get together and we have a Bible study, and just growing that in the past 5 years, the memories made through that, the just seeing people grow, seriously understanding who Jesus is, and transforming their lives through that is probably the biggest the best thing outside of football. Seriously.
I mean, that's
awesome. It's so awesome, dude. Seriously.
And I wish my bowling team,
right?
Yeah. So that'll lead into our final question here for you.
Yeah.
You said you've made friends that you're going to have for a lifetime, no doubt, especially with these collegiate sports. Mm-hmm. But speaking of that lifetime, I mean, you brought up fifth-year senior. What do you plan on doing after Lindenwood? What is sort of do you want to continue playing football? Do you want to keep going on that tight end route?
Yeah, no, great question. I think my biggest fear, not fear necessarily, but biggest concern throughout my years here was what am I going to, I don't want to get to the end of my time and be like, wow, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Yeah. I fear that because it's just, I don't want my entire life just to be football, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense, yeah.
But, yeah, I would love to continue playing football. I hate getting injured. I hate, getting hurt and stuff. So that side sucks. But I think if the Lord blesses me with the opportunity to keep playing, I'll keep pursuing that. But just over my time being able to, I'm a business major, and using that time to start businesses and kind of go down that avenue, steer away from football a little bit and experience what it is like to run a business and all that jazz. So I think after football, I really want to get into, I've kind of found a passion for real estate.
Okay.
Getting into flipping houses and Airbnbs and all that fun stuff. Get into that.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I know I kind of centered the question around continuing football, but I mean, even having something outside of football, that's awesome.
Definitely.
They don't give you guys credit. The tight ends are smart people. Like, they're not just dum-dums running around out here.
Right?
No, that's all. I mean, I know I'm a senior this year. That question's scary. What are we doing next?
Right.
And,
Yeah.
This year with me being injured and being out of my sport, it's like, okay, well, I'm done. I'm never going pro.
What are you doing?
I'm going to be moving on. And this type of stuff, doing this communications is fun. I want to continue pursuing that. But I guess I'll ask you one more question off of that one. Let's just say next year, once you graduate, if a UFL camp came to town for, the United Football League or a minor league football team, would you consider trying out?
Oh, man. I think I'd really have to consider my life options. I'm actually engaged right now, too.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So, yeah, my beautiful fiance, Sydney, I think we're definitely excited to start life. So I think UFL definitely would be interesting, but I would have to really be, I think they would have to be interested enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? To make that effort to go through that and to postpone starting our life together, having kids, whatever the case is. So I think it would definitely take good conversations, good dialogue between coaches and between family and all that jazz. But if they, if they paid well, obviously, you get paid to play football. Why not?
Well, you are like the local UFL expert. What does it look like?
No, I mean, you're spot on with it. I mean, time and effort, because they're based out of Dallas. So I'm assuming you lived here in Missouri, born, raised?
I was born in Colorado, but raised here, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he'd uproot to Texas. You'd have to live there for about 10 weeks minimum, and then they send you right back because you just go right back to Dallas after every game. So, I mean, I think I commend you. That is spot on, especially with you saying that engaged, wanting to start that life, wanting to kind of do that.
Yeah.
I completely understand him being like, they got to come to me, because if I'm going to put all that on pause, they got to show their interest in me. I can't throw my whole life away for them.
Right, yeah.
Well, Darrin, we really appreciate having you on the show, man. You killed it. You brought the energy.
Oh, man, thank you.
You were dead honest on all the answers. You didn't give us that coach speaks.
No,
we really appreciate it.
No, I'm raw, real, man.
Thank you so much for your time today, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, we are going to move on to our next segment, which is Into the Lion's Den.
It's time to go inside the Lion's Den and break down every current Lindenwood sports team.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Have a good one, Darrin. Well, Darrin's heading out, so we're going to head into the Lion's Den, where we're going to break down all of the current NCAA sports on campus, and we're going to start off with the women's soccer team. Justin, would you like to get us started on that one?
Yeah, I gotcha. So the women's soccer team right now, they are sitting at 5-3-3, 1-1 right now in the conference. Mackenzie Compton scored her second goal in as many games in a 3-0 win over Morehead State. Played them in the championship last year. Just gotta, throw that little nugget in, that little, golden ticket, as it were. Nice to win an easy game after a messy 4-2 loss to UT Martin. We'll get our get back this weekend. We'll get our get back. Don't worry.
Football team will avenge them.
Football team will avenge that loss. Don't you worry. Finally scored on a corner kick as Morehead completely lost track of Allison Schrumpf in this 36th minute. And now that this team has scored in 3 straight, goals seem to be coming a little bit easier now. They're starting to, roll with the punches a little bit, as it were.
Well, I kind of want to, you say that at the end there, it's coming easier for players like Mackenzie Compton, who last year had so much success, freshman of the year in the OVC, MVP of the OVC tournament, conference champion. And this year, she's expected to take that next step, and she couldn't find the back of the net for the longest time. She was getting shots, getting opportunities, and against UT Martin, she finally got the monkey off her back. Put one in the back of the net, and they're not happy with how they played that game. It was sloppy. They let one go. Goalie let one in that she would like to have back. But you come back the next game against Moorhead. You go on the road to a team that played you really tough last year in the championship, and you get the job done. It's a nice, easy win, and, it was something to prove.
Exactly.
Okay, man, we started off conference play, 1-0 over SEMO. SEMO's not that great. We want to score more goals. We want to win more convincingly against them. Lost to UT Martin, and then you take it out on another team.
Exactly.
I like that. This team has that ability that they play with emotion, they play with pride, they play with passion, and they're currently third in the OVC, but EIU this year. They've played some of the bottom teams in the conference, but they're 3-0.
Yeah.
They are the top team. They have a nice lead, nice cushion up there, and their next game is at noon on Sunday versus 1-0-2 Tennessee Tech, who we lost to last season. And it's going to be a student-run broadcast, so tune in to ESPN Plus. Hey. My class is running it. I believe I'm running replay for that one. So, don't come after me and be like, man, the whole thing looked like, no, I'm on replay. I'm just the replay operator, but we will be teaching some new people how to run cameras. So hopefully it turns out okay. I'm excited for the game. And I think this is one that we need to take home with the W.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, we got to come home with a W every time, but especially with one that we lost to last year. We're already on a roll. It would be nice to come home with a little bit of a 2W padding, So, I'm excited for this weekend, and if you're not on time with those replays,
oh, I'll be ready.
Flame him.
Don't worry. Because I'm in a class and I'm going through replays of all the games from different football teams in our conference.
Yeah.
Dude, the replay ops, they're slacking.
Oh.
They're slacking a little bit.
Hey, they're just not as good as us.
We have really good equipment, so I'm not going to clown on those guys, but, after the play is over, you got to have the replay ready. Yeah. Foul happens in a soccer game, got to be ready. So all I'm saying, I'm challenging everybody else that's out there. Any media students, hey man, we got a job to do.
He's confident.
I'm not saying I'm the greatest. I'm just saying we got a job to do. Let's make these broadcasts as good as possible because these athletes do deserve it. But speaking of good athletes, man, the soccer team, they're now 8-0-1, opened up conference play with a 2-0 win over SIUE, the first time in program history bringing home a dub against my hometown squad. Now, look, the first half, we were on our heels a little bit. Not how we wanted to start. SIUE had 5 corners, 3 shots on goal in that first half. They go to the locker room, huge adjustments, and they came out, final half of the game, were able to bait SIUE into some stupid fouls, ended up getting one of them ejected. Ooh. SIUE had to play down a man, which definitely helped things out. And you kind of saw that on the goals. Alander Suarez, Gavin Cesar, getting 2 goals late in that one. Both goals where maybe if they have that 11th man on the field, they're not so wide open or not able to get to the back post. You have someone else crowding the spot, but Lindenwood's physical play able to bait out another red card, and Lindenwood able to get the W in this one.
There you go. So I want to bring up something real quick as well to that. I mean, we had Ethan Blake on a couple weeks ago, and he even said, he was like, we're going to Texas. It's going to be hot, and, we're kind of excited for that game. But SIUE is right after that. And that's the one that we're prepping for mentally. That's the one that we're going for. And to have that 2-0 win, and first win over SIUE ever? Like, ever? Perfect.
Big statement win.
Oh, yeah. But with that also comes the pressure of being at the top of the conference and being the team to beat right now. I mean, you just beat a team that, you were even in, the team itself was a little in their head about, prepping for. But now you are the ones. You are at the top of the mountain, the top dog, as it were. Top offense and the least goals allowed in OVC this season alone. And, I mean, you got to think we're pretty early on in the season.
Yeah.
Late run? Pretty early run?
How about we just run the whole thing?
Exactly.
We can be we don't have to be a sprinter. Just have to be an endurance runner that finishes in first place.
Exactly. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
But it's just a world record mile time instead of a normal mile time.
Exactly. But with that, their next game is this Thursday at EIU at 3 p.m. Lindenwood has won the last two meetings and outscored EIU 8-0 last year. So, I mean, coming off of SIUE going to EIU, that seems a little bit.
It's definitely going to be an easier one, but they can't fall into the trap.
No.
It's a conference game. There are no easy games in conference. Everyone's prepping for you. They have more film because non-con, they're not in the film room studying as much as they are for these. So these are tough games against people that know you well, that played you last year. You have returners. There's some bad blood. It's a tough game. Take care of business. Keep on rolling.
And I'm excited for that because as much as like they're prepping for you, you're still sitting atop that conference real pretty. But a team that's not exactly sitting at the top of the conference real pretty anymore.
Well, technically, they're still 1-0 in conference. Still
1-0 in conference. But they're not sitting at the top of it, I think, right now.
Correct.
And that is your Lindenwood Lions. Unfortunately, they are 2-3 now with a 38-0 loss to Miami, Ohio. But like Darrin said, that is an FBS team. And it is very odd to have two FBS games so close to each other within a season for an FCS school. I mean, it's cool to see Lindenwood have them, but that's very odd to see for any sort of, I don't want to say secondary because that sounds a little derogatory.
FCS.
But an FCS team. There we go. Outgained by over 300 yards on the offense. But the cool part is the coaches trusted Glantz with more opportunities. He just struggled with those more opportunities. I think he wasn't necessarily anticipating those reps. He had 2 interceptions on 9 completions for 25 attempts for only 87 yards. And Lindenwood punted in their territory twice in the first half in a 1-score game.
Yeah, on those, that was the big part for me during the game, is you saw the way Lindenwood has played FBS schools in the past. You played Kansas. Let's be real. Nobody thought we were going to win. But they didn't cover the spread. They didn't beat us as bad as the people in Vegas thought they were, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's something to hang your hat on.
Exactly.
And you scored. Against App State, you almost win the football game. I think what got into the coaching staff this week is, okay, our defense is playing well the first few drives. Okay, a blocked punt got into the end zone. Okay, whatever. But their offense isn't doing anything. Maybe our defense can hold on. We're just going to punt here.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it because they were in plus territory. You're in Ohio territory, and it's 4th and manageable. You can't get a field goal from here. It's just too far. But I would have liked, as the FCS school coming in, for us to maybe try to go for those.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard, though, when you see that stat line, all the top options get taken away. Their top corner is going to be pretty much on par with our top wide receivers, and they're going to be doubling them, too, because they know we have enough personnel across the field and talent to take care of an FCS squad, and they were hungry. They hadn't won a game yet this year. So there were just a lot of things working against us, and I know we were really high on the team last week for this one. It felt like a game that maybe we could have had, but the reality of it is it's an FBS school. They needed a win, and you got to learn some things about your team this week. Areas where you need to improve, things we can get better at, and I like that on offense we gave Glantz more opportunities to throw.
Yeah.
That they put the ball in his hand, and part of that is also, okay, we're not going to be able to run the ball as effectively against the FBS school. But you said, hey, Glantz, you've been one of the top FCS quarterbacks this year. Go out, make some plays. They have confidence in him, and hopefully he continues to have confidence in himself. Just put this game in the past and get ready for UT Martin this week, who, by the way, just dismantled SEMO 34-10. And their quarterback just won Offensive Player of the Week. And also, one of their linebackers just won Defensive Player of the Week. They got a lot of good things going on over at UT Martin, so we are hoping for a bounce-back game. It's going to be a fun one, and hopefully we come up victorious at home. And you guys need to be there. Keep that building rocking. The atmosphere in that first home game was great. We got to continue that on in the conference play.
It was packed from start to finish, and it was beautiful. And I mean, just as much as UT Martin, dominated SEMO, pack the house. Pack our stadium up and make as much noise as possible when they're on offense. Don't let them get a second to breathe. Just make them feel like they're drowning. And
a fast start's going to be important.
Exactly.
I mean, if you show up as a fan, get there before kickoff. I mean, UT Martin this week scored 2 touchdowns in their first 4 plays from scrimmage. They start fast.
Oh, yeah.
They come at you quick. We need our guys to be ready for that, but also the fans. Just be loud, be raucous. I understand there's not going to be fireworks after the game, and the usual thing for Lindenwood fans is to leave at halftime. But guys, come on. It's football. It's fun. And, I mean, guys like Darrin, sometimes the football players get a bad rep. That's a good guy.
That's a great guy.
I mean, that was one of the best interviews we've had. Go out and support that, man. Support the rest of the squad.
I mean, high energy. I mean, he's injured, but I mean, still high energy. He's still like, these guys, these guys are great. They're my brothers. I love them.
Gotta set the tone.
Gotta set the tone. It's like, even though he's still keeping that energy going, y'all should
why
too.
Can't we,
Exactly.
And it's like, I can't be in the stands. I'm going to be working the game, but I still try to bring
behind the camera.
I try to.
Keep the energy.
But we do have a
behind
mic on that camera, and I am scared that it might start picking up some of the things. So,
You just got to pick up miming. You just got to pick up miming.
Yeah, I'll one-hand the camera and be like, yeah, just like fist bump the air. All right, well, we're going to move on to our last NCAA sport before we get into 3 stars of the week, and it is the women's volleyball squad, and they dropped back-to-back 3-1 matches to Eastern Illinois over the weekend, falling to 4-6 overall and 0-2 in OVC play. And the thing about EAU, they're good. They're just good at volleyball. Mm-hmm. They have a really strong team this year, and one of the good things is Lions built early leads. They just couldn't close them out. We get up in the set, EIU would adjust and finish things out, and that has to say a lot about the talent we have on the team, and the coaching is it's there. We're almost there. It's just not quite to where they want to be, and it's also still early in the season.
Yeah.
But you still had Autumn back. Season high 18 kills on Friday. She had 13 on Saturday. Kylie Ritchie, season high 14 kills on Saturday, 11 on Friday. And you had multiple Lions with double-digit kills. That is encouraging. You're seeing a lot of people getting involved, making an impact on the court. And head coach Will Condon, he said, we're making progress. He likes the effort, but they just need to limit the errors. They're just giving too many points to the other teams that they're playing against right now. It's easy to do that in volleyball, but just got to get serves over the net and can't shoot yourself in the foot, especially in conference play. But they're going to return for their home opener against UT Martin this week. And unfortunately, I won't be on that broadcast, but you can always tune into ESPN Plus. And if we're just show up to Highland and support our ladies.
Exactly. Just go to the game. Simple as that. You're on campus. Go to the game.
All right, well, that is all for Into the Lion's Den. We're going to move on to our next segment, which is 3 stars of the week.
It's time for the 3 stars of the week.
Well, as Justin just kind of mentioned while we were off air for a second, yeah, it's right. UT Martin's in town a lot this week. We got a lot going on.
UT Martin football, UT Martin volleyball, UT Martin soccer.
I think for them, just try to smash as many people into the buses as you can.
One-way trip. We're just staying in St. Charles for the week.
Yeah, guys, pack a sleeping bag. There's only 2 beds in the room. You're gonna have to sleep on the floor. We're gonna save money on travel.
We'll sleep on the football field when they're not practicing. It's fine.
That's not a shot at UT Martin. It's just traveling in college is so expensive for a lot of these squads. I know for the bowling team, keeping that budget. So this is an opportunity for them to maybe save some dough.
Yeah, just transport everybody all at once.
They're all
everybody
going.
Go.
I mean, I don't know for them if their football team's going to fly or not. It's like an 8-hour drive from Tennessee, and they're coming from Martin, Tennessee, which is like semi-close to Nashville, like an hour and a half out, I think.
That's a doable drive.
Yeah. But anyways, 3 stars of the week. Our 3rd star, Justin, what do you got?
So our 1st star is going to be Quinn Clausen. Only allowed 2 goals so far all season long, shut out SIUE, and won OVC Goalkeeper of the Week for the 3rd time this season. 3rd in the nation in
save percentage,
shutouts, and goals against average. Oh,
yeah.
Dirty play.
And you got to look at those stats, too. The people in front of them, Lindenwood's been dominant. Look at their defenses. They're facing less shots than Quinn is. Quinn's had to do more, than the guys in front of him on those lists, and he's still up there. He's still number 3 in the country. What a huge pickup for this team. He's playing out of his mind this season. And sorry about the confusing. I wrote some of the notes on the 3 stars. I'm a big hockey fan, so I abbreviated save percentage like you would for hockey, and that's on me. That was my bad.
All good.
But our second star of the week is Mackenzie Compton. Had not scored a goal in the first 9 games of the season, and now tied for second on the team in goals. You knew she was going to get it going eventually. She's the OVC tournament MVP from last year, and you're seeing against OVC teams, she is putting the ball in the back of the net, and she's finally playing free. It's something that was really encouraging. We kind of skipped over it in the when we were talking about him earlier in the into the Lions Den section. Sorry, excuse me. Corners.
Yeah.
Their set pieces this year have not impressed me like they did last year. And this week, they tried something completely different. They had Schrump just streak down the middle of the field, said, screw kicking it towards the goal. We're just going to pass it to her, and no one's going to be in front of her. I really liked the way they drew that up, and she was able to dribble it a few times and deliver a laser into the far post. So I like the way that they're starting to change things and scheme them up, and a big part of that is now other teams got to respect Mackenzie Compton because she has figured it out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no better way. It's simple plays, simple, powerful plays. They just get it done. No way to fight them. But we now come to our third and final star of the show, and that is Alander Suarez. Scored the game-winning goal against SIUE on a big heads-up play. First-year Lion, hasn't played the most minutes, but has made a huge impact whenever he is on the field. He's just a huge pickup for this program for the year, and honestly, I think they need to keep him because I think he's just going to contribute from here on out, especially with how much of an impact as little play time. I think he needs to be freshman all the way to senior fight to keep him on this Lindenwood roster.
Exactly. And when we talked to Ethan Blake, one of the questions was, what's it like playing on a team that has so many foreign players? Mm-hmm. Suarez is from Brazil. I mean, getting guys from across the world where they develop soccer players a little bit better than maybe the States do, because I'll be real, I played soccer growing up, but I still idolized the baseball player and the hockey player and the basketball player and the football player. Soccer was cool and all, but I was like, I want to be like those guys.
Oh, yeah.
And in Brazil, you're playing soccer.
It's soccer all the way around.
He's been great this year, and I really commend the program for just continuing to recruit. You got to think of where they were when they first started at D1 to now. The improvements have been awesome, and the team is in a position this year where I think to keep things going the way they're going, which knock on wood, you never know what could happen, could find themselves in the NCAA tournament at the end of the year. But that is all we have for today on the Lions Den. And do you have any finishing thoughts you want to leave the viewers with?
My big final thought, people go to the games. It's college. You got four, maybe 5 years of this. It's shorter than you think. Go to those games, make some memories, support those athletes. I mean, he is now our third athlete that we've had, and every single one of them has the same sentiment of the fan support means everything to them. It's what gives them the energy. It's what gives them the drive to do what they do. So, I mean, just go to the games. Pump them up, and they'll play well so they can pump you up.
I think a lot of it truly is that, well, we're a small Division I. We're not competing for natties. You grew up your whole life watching these big schools. But when you get to know these athletes, and, I mean, you don't even have to go out of your way to do it. They're all over the place. This campus has so many athletes on it. They're good people, and those games are entertaining to go to. We get in free. And also, when we do our broadcasts, having people to point the camera at is good for us. It gives us good cutaway shots, and you get a chance to be on the board. I promise you, if you show up to one of these events and we have an extra camera sitting around, we will find you. You'll end up on the Jumbotron. You'll have a fun memory to have in college.
End up on ESPN Plus, who knows?
You will. Because, I mean, if you're on the Jumbotron, that means you're on our broadcast, usually. Unless it's basketball, they have the extra PTZ camera up ahead. But
I gotcha.
Still, we look for fans on cutaway shots. So wear something fun, represent the school, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you all for tuning in to the Lions Den.
Thank you for listening to The Lion's Den. We're on air every Tuesday at 6 p.m. right here on the Tower, and all recordings are on the Roar Network YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your evening, and go Lions!